This week, we'll figure out who should be superstitious of the number 13. Over to Mike Niche for this week's By the Numbers.
This week's By the Numbers is for all the superstitious soccer fans out there. Loyola's men's soccer team would tell you that the number 13 doesn't scare them. On September 13th, the Ramblers won 1-0 to secure their share of first place at the NIU Adidas Invitational Tournament. Redshirt senior midfielder Ben Crognell, number 13, was one of 4 Loyola players named to the all-tournament team that weekend. A month later, on October 13th, the men won again, and it was lucky number 13, Crognell, who scored his second game winner of the season. Loyola's women's soccer team lost 13 games for the third time in program history last year and said goodbye to 13 players before the start of this season. Some of the players might fear the number 13, but not the freshman who wears it. Vivian Schultz joined the Ramblers this season after getting the scoring record at her high school, the Academy of Holy Angels, with 58 goals in her time there. Her 45 assists were second most in school history. 58 minus 45, 13. And Schultz, the women's soccer team's number 13, happens to be the only player without a picture on the school website. Coincidence? I think not. Alex Morgan wears the number 13 for the U.S. women's national team and for her club team, the Portland Thorns. In 2013, the U.S. Soccer Federation put together a list of the all-time best 11 women and placed Morgan next to legends like Mia Hamm, Julie Foudy, Brandi Chastain, and my hometown hero, Christine Lilly, who, by the way, also wore the number 13. Unfortunately, the women's national team will be saying goodbye to Shannon Box and Lori Chalupny this week, 2 Chicago Red Star veterans who are retiring. The Chicago Red Stars had a great season this year, but they might be a little superstitious given the way that it ended. The Red Stars hosted FC Kansas City on September 13th in the National Women's Soccer League semifinals. But after a flurry of attempts for Chicago, Amy Rodriguez scored the opening goal for Kansas City, and 13 minutes later, it was Rodriguez again who scored the third and final goal of the match to secure their win. And finally, the Chicago Fire, Major League Soccer's worst team this season. They dismissed their manager, Frank Yallop, last month after nearly 2 seasons in charge. During that time, Chicago lost 26 matches. Divide that by 2, you'll get 13. Their total wins during Yallop's tenure. That's it for this week's By the Numbers. I'm Mike Niche. Back to you guys at the desk.
Trisha, are you scared of the number 13?
Not really, but only if the show ends in 13 minutes, 13 seconds.